Hey guys, welcome to CSS Studios. I want to do a quick studio tour video because I realized I didn't have one on the channel, and I also have some cool new stuff that I've been wanting to put on the channel that I'm pretty psyched about right now. So what better way than to do a studio tour? Right when you walk in the door here, the mini fridge. We got our little dry erase board with some to-do stuff on there, and then right here we have our mic locker cabinet. Got a pretty small selection of mics, but we got some Gauge, their version of the 87. Of course, our betas for the podcast when the bands play. Got a few vintage AKG mics. I might do a video later, going through the mic cabinet and everything, showing all of our stuff. But I've got some ribbon mics. I really like these that I did a video on. These R102s, they are awesome overheads and awesome on guitars. I built this sub kick not too long ago. It's just soldered this XLR cable onto this old speaker. But it's the first time I actually worked with a sub kick, and I really like it. Love the way that brings out the low end, and I have to do less work while mixing. Moving on, we have our guitar collection. Right here on this side is kind of the better stuff. We got our Gibson Melody Maker, early 2000s. Our Hardtail Strat. Our Telly. Yeah, just trying to have variety so when people are recording they have options. And then, as it goes on it's kind of less. But yeah, just trying to have a good selection of stuff for people recording. Moving on, we have the drums here. They're actually kind of set up for jazz/blues stuff. Something I really want to do in the future is get new cymbals, because I don't have that great of a selection. Right, like these ZHTs, I'm not a fan of. This is some no-name brand that only sounds good for jazzy stuff. But we are trying out these new vintage 2s by Aquarian. All down all the toms. We have another snare with it too, and we're really liking it. I think that's my favorite head I've tried so far. They're really durable and have kind of an older tone that I really like a John Bonham thing. Just a bunch of mic stands, and then the wall of amps, and this Epiphone Les Paul that I was jamming with earlier today. This is the amp that I've really been into, is this orange Micro Terror. Been able to get some really good bluesy jazz licks out of it that sound real good. And then this, of course, is our only full tube amp. Not my favorite. I like it a lot, but it's just so hot. So it's really, it is a lead amp, so it's what it's built for. But I've been liking that little 20 watt amp a lot more. Got our little Fender Champion 30, this custom, what is this? Custom VH100. That's a tube preamp, but the rest is all analog, whatever, solid state. Moving on, we have our drums. This is a really cool snare that Dan brought down. It's a marching snare. I think it's Ludwig because that's what the rim says, but there's no mark on the actual drum, so I'm not sure if that's just the rim or what it is, but it sounds awesome. Some other stuff. We got this Pearl here that we actually have the vintage 2 head on. It's got these huge snares. I put toilet paper in the snares so they don't rattle when we're recording. Yeah, just some random stuff. This is where we have all of our headphones come in for the artist. And this snake right here is where we have, plugging the mics to go to the next room. Some extra cymbals. These are some wedges that I actually need to get rid of. I don't really use them. I tried to use them for the podcast, but just got a bunch of feedback. Toolbox, just random tools, and, shock mounts and different mic clips that whatever we need. And over here we have our upright piano that needs to be tuned. I haven't had it tuned since I've had it here for like a year, so really need to get on that. Got this Tim Armstrong acoustic. Moving on to this room, let me turn on the light. The white balance might get weird, I don't know. We moved everything around, you can tell from the other videos, but I put my desk over there. It's a much better mixing position. There's actually a website where you put the dimensions of your room, and it tells you what's the best mixing position. So that was it. Now I just need to get some bass traps for those corners now. We just moved this around like 2 weeks ago. But now I have this desk set up for when I have other people come in to mix. I always have guys come in with their portable rigs, and they just have their laptop and their interface right here. I've already got monitors. It's just my favorite bass actually was a Squire made in Mexico. Jazz bass, but this is my favorite bass. Of course the couch in the middle, which doesn't make sense to the TV anymore, but whatever. We can move that later. But if you come over here, this is kind of our main hub. This I got this lunchbox last week, and I am so happy with it. This preamp, it's a Golden Age project preamp. This actually name is scratched out, so I don't remember what it's called, but it sounds awesome, and it's got a direct input on the front, and for bass, can't beat it. This EQ is really cool too. It's got kind of a loud noise floor, but in a good way. It's got I don't know, just a transience from the Transformers that I really like. And of course this Pro Channel 2, that's new. We actually haven't got to use this on anything to record yet, but I'm psyched to do that. It's a lot cleaner than I thought it was going to be, but it's still really, really smooth, and this will be really good for voiceovers and some really clean vocals. Of course, the PreSonus 2Pre V2 classic sounds awesome. Had that forever. And then this M-Audio DMP3 2-channel preamp that sounds awesome. And this DP4 actually isn't hooked up right now because I don't have enough spots in my patch bay, but this has got some good reverbs and stuff there, like digitally and 80s sounding. It's 425 compressor, it's 2 channels. I use this all the time. Not really together though, just on like a snare or sometimes a kick. And then of course the patch bay. And this is just stuff that's not hooked up right now. I got this 4-channel automatic compressor, this Behringer preamp. That is what I used to use for my old interface, which my buddy is using right now in his dorm room. And then this headphone amp for if I need to hook that up for people in here. And then, of course, the main everything is this Behringer X32. It's kind of the main hub, and it's my interface, and I mix on it. And it's awesome. I really, really like it. I've had it in the studio for a while now, and now that I've been used to it, it's part of my main workflow. I mean, I really like mixing with the faders. That's my jam. But you just press the DAW button, and all these pop up, and you mix with these. I heard there's a way that you can get it to use all the faders, so I got to do some research and figure out how to do that, because that would be awesome. Another thing I like about this mixer is it has all these effects, some of these old vintage things that I want to be able to track into. I haven't messed with it yet, but just because I have some analog gear. But right now I'm just taking just the preamp straight into my DAW, which is Studio One. But I want to be able to track, the channel strip and see how that sounds. I don't know if it's gonna be too digital or what, but I like to play with that in the future. I'm still rocking the KRK Rocket 5s, and then these same Audio-Technica AATH M30Xs. They're a little bit light on the bass, but I'm familiar with them, so I'm used to them. I like it. I've got this 8-channel little box on a snake for if I'm tracking stuff in this room. But yeah, that's kind of it. It's just the 2 rooms. It's perfect for what we're doing here. If you want to find us on Facebook, we're at Color in the Shape of Sound Studios, and CSS Studios on Instagram. Of course, here on YouTube at Color in the Shape of Sound Studios. If you want to hit us up, just message us or DM us or whatever about recording, or if you have anything that you want to know, just hit us up. Thanks. Bye.